Hello! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Melina and today we are going to be doing my March TBR. So if you haven't watched my last few videos, I have been hinting or even directly telling you that I am planning on moving at the end of this month. And so I have started to pack away my unessentials, aka most of my books. So it has been quite a journey to put away all of my books, and I had to really think about what kind of books I wanted to read before the end of this month. And so I literally only have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically I have 8 books that I have not packed away yet. One of them I'm not adding to my TBR. If I get to it, great. If not, you know, whatever. But I do have these few books that I want to really finish before I move away. And this is what they are. First things first, we have A Secret History. This is obviously a book I started while I was on vacation. Oops. I dropped the book. This is a book I finished while I was, or started while I was on vacation. I'm currently 100 pages in, and I finally got the audiobook from Libby, so I will be finishing this at least between reading it like physically and reading it through audio. I have actually been really enjoying this. It's very descriptive, it's very flowery in its writing. It definitely gives me literary fiction with a thriller subplot versus an actual thriller, which I think, I'm not entirely sure how this is targeted, like what it is, but that's what it's giving me. It's literary fiction with a thriller subplot. It's a little slow paced or very slow paced, but I really have been enjoying it. The characters are all so fascinating to me, and reading it from our narrator's perspective, his name is Richard, I think it makes it all the way like much better because he sees the other main characters as not heroes, but like he looks up to them so much, and he really sees them as, I don't know, he sees these people as really special, you know, as almost better than him because they're more knowledgeable, and it's just fascinating. I can't wait to read more of this and hopefully finish it by the end of the month. So then I did it. It's been a while since I have purchased a book strictly based on vibes and a quote or two, but I did it. So, this is technically a published copy of a book that used to be indie published. So the indie book was called Spit or Swallow. And something about the idea of her being published traditionally and not being able to keep the name was just really, it just left me curious. So they renamed the book. So the book was originally called Spit or Swallow, and they renamed it Kiss of the Basilisk. I did see Spit or Swallow all over Bookstagram, but I didn't realize it was an indie book until I saw the whole, it's not drama, but like the fact that this book was being traditionally published and they weren't letting her keep the name. And so I thought it was really fascinating. I got this beautiful sprayed edge copy right here. It's just like so nice. And it's been a while since I found such an interesting sprayed edged book where it's not just like a single color or like a sunset of colors. Like, this is super cool. It's supposed to be, so I'll read you the back of the book because I just also found this really interesting. I didn't just buy it, I guess just based on vibes. It said, 20-year-old Temperus Virus has never been kissed, but that's what the basilisk is for. Along with 13 other contestants, Tem must train with a basilisk to learn the power of seduction and win the prince's hand in marriage. When Tem is matched with Caspin, the Serpent King, she realized she actually might stand a chance, but with tensions rising between the basilisks and the humans, Tem is suddenly torn in 2 directions. As her bond with Caspin deepens, so does her connection with the prince. When she uncovers a terrible secret about the royal family, Tem must find herself caught between 2 worlds, neither wish she could survive without. So I don't know, it sounds just interesting and fun and like kind of a romantasy, and I'm all for that. So it does seem a little chunkier, which maybe I shouldn't have chosen. Oh, a single space. The font is pretty small. I would say like 10 font, and it is over 500 pages, but I'm excited. I'm gonna dive into this one. Then we have Emily Wilde's oh my god, what is up with me speaking today? We have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This book is kind of funny. So I went to Arizona back in September, and when I was there, I like to take a souvenir book. So I got technically Emily Wilde's, I think it's something Other Worlds. It's the second one of this. I didn't realize I'd accidentally purchased the second one. So when I was going to add the other book to my TBR, I was like, oh shit, I don't have the first one. I didn't realize that it's not the first one, so I ordered this one really quickly. And now this is on my TBR, the first one. It's supposed to give you Cruel Prince vibes in terms of the whimsical fantasy. I know it's not the same because The Cruel Prince is like a political fantasy, and I don't think that this is what this is. But it's also a trilogy that follows the same characters for 3 books, and that's always fun to me, especially when it's I don't think it's a high stakes fantasy, and I think that will be really fun for me. So I'm excited to read this. Then, because Rebel Witch came out, I finally wanted to read it, and I'm going to start Heartless Hunter. It is the first book in the Crimson Moth duology. Like I said, ooh, why is it so bright? Let's fix this. I think this lighting is really bad. We're gonna see if that quality, the footage could be saved, because I was not expecting it to be so overexposed. But anyways, Heartless Hunter is part of the Crimson Moth duology. Second book just came out in February, and I have a whole drama about my issue with that book. I pre-ordered the book, and I thought it was going to be the same size as the Book of the Month books, but actually it came out to be like so short. So I have to return that copy and I guess order it through Book of the Month so they match, because it's only 2 books. I am so excited because this is supposed to be a really good romantasy, like a witch hunter. I think it's a witch and a witch hunter or something like that. A witch and a witch hunter, and that's giving me Game of Thrones vibes. Hello, Manon. Okay, maybe not. Okay, but I'm really excited. People have raved about both of them, so I'm excited to read both of them, especially because the whole duology as a whole, people are rating it 4 or 5 stars, and that seems right up my alley. Then, my friends have all fallen in love with this book. It is The Favorites. The Favorites is supposed to be a drama, but like involving ice skaters. So people said it was like, if you like Gossip Girl, but it involves ice skaters, you'll love this. And that couldn't have sold me more. This is another Book of the Month book, and I've been trying to get through these, so I'm pretty excited to get through them. This is the 3rd chunky book I have here, because the other one wasn't light. This one's 434 pages, but this I'm so excited for. My friend said literally I'll eat it up in like a day, so 400 pages in a day is pretty impressive. So I'm excited for this one. Then we have, of course, I finished One Dark Window last month. I'm gonna finish the duology with 2 Twisted Crowns. I can't tell you too much about what this one's about. I did mention in my February wrap-up about One Dark Window, and I'm excited. It left on a super big cliffhanger, and I'm curious to see, you know, how this is going to end. The back says, oh, maybe I shouldn't read this actually. Okay, I'm not gonna read this actually, the back of the book, because I'm afraid of spoilers. Not for me, but for people who haven't read the first book, and I do think that this is a fantasy that might be enjoyed more if you don't really know what's gonna happen, other than maybe the little blip that I gave you in my last video. But I can't wait to finish this duology. And finally, first time caller. I'm so excited for this one. I just can't believe like that this book has been raved about so much. I have read a few like radio caller romances. I forget who wrote them, but I enjoyed both of them. Let me look that up actually. That's great. Oh, I don't know where my phone is. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look it up. Okay, so after looking this up, the first one was called The X Talk, and I forgot who wrote it. I want to say it's, what is it, Rachel Solomon? The X Talk. The X Talk. Yes, The X Talk is by Rachel Lynn Sonneman, which I really enjoyed. And then I read one before that, which I forgot who wrote it. Let me see. Oh, I found it. It was called Rival Radio by Catherine Nolan. Those are the 2 radio show books, and I've enjoyed both of them, even though The X Talk is better. So First Time Caller seems right up my alley. There's something about it that it seems so, not high stakes, that's not the word. I just feel like I feel the angst, I feel the yearning, I feel these books just tug at my heartstrings in the perfect way. And I can't wait to read this, especially because people have raved about this. If anyone's curious, this isn't the original cover, this is the Walmart edition. It has like this nice shiny holographic title, and it's purple instead of, I think it's pink and yellow. So these are all the books that I'm planning to read this month. It is quite a few of them. I don't think I'm going to get to all of them, even though I think I'm going to finish most of them. That is my goal, at least, every month. And yeah, so hopefully I get through most of these. I probably will post a vlog at some point so I could show you how I get through these, or like if I do. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, etc., etc., etc. Bye!